Hey man, what's up?
So,
How are you doing?
fine, yeah.
I'm doing good as well, man. All right. So I was wondering, have you ever had any coaching before? Because I don't think I asked you that.
Nope.
All right, cool. We'll see if we'll see if I can if I can help you out properly. Just pulling out the email real quick as well, so I can read exactly what you wrote me back then. So when you emailed me, you said you were Silver League right now, right? Or when you emailed me, you were Silver League, right? And now you're
Well, what was eyebrows, bronze? Sorry.
yeah. So right now you're high gold, right?
Yes, should be rank 10. Okay.
Cool. All right. Um, so that's awesome. So you said I've got a Zerg versus Terran replay that I should have won but lost due to bad engagement, and in the army graph you can see that I was far ahead but still managed to lose too many tanks. Is it a good one? Yeah, we can definitely have a look at that one. So you said you were struggling mostly in Zerg versus Terran, right? And the other matchups were going a little better than that, or?
Yeah, I'm around 70%. Like,
Oh wow, in ZVZ and ZVP?
let me check. 68 and in both. Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's actually very good. All right, so I assume we're on NA, right? Like on
Yep.
the North American one? Okay, yeah, I'll switch over really quickly. But that's actually really good. So it's really your Zerg versus Terran that is holding you back now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So do you have like a certain goal in mind that you really want to achieve in StarCraft, or are you just trying to rank up the ladder?
Well, basically, I doesn't mind like being gold forever. It's just that I'm not getting a 50% win rate against Terrans. That's
Uh huh.
like I I feel like I'm doing good in each matchup, but I feel not being able to do anything against Terrans. So when I'm doing like a night, I'll go against like 4 Terran, 1 Protoss, and stuff like that. So it's I just go offline and stop playing it
Mhm.
because there's too many Terrans online. So it seems like I don't mind losing, but losing too much against the same race is just not fun for me, I guess.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense, especially if you win so much against the other races. It can get a little frustrating, but that's cool. Um, so Zerg vs Terran is actually currently my strongest matchup. So I hope hopefully I will be able to teach you something. Could you join the group as well? By the way, like group LowkoTV on NA, so I can send you an invite.
Yeah.
And we'll likely need a Terran player to play against later as well, guys. So if any of you want to help out, we'll need a gold level / platinum level Terran player in the North American region. So if you go to North America and you type /join LowkoTV, you get in the group, and I'll get you an invite likely later. Is it Nightmare in game?
Yep. Yes, that's right.
Cool. Brew. From Clan
Yeah.
Brew.
Yeah. I did,
All right, so
did
I
that
see
with
you've been
my
playing for a
brother
long
last
time.
night.
So I see you've been playing for a long time, all the way since 2010. Nice.
Well, I stopped. Like I've played since like it came out. I think I didn't play right up when Earth of the Swarm came out, but I just pretty much restarted like when Legacy came out.
All right.
I didn't play Earth of the Swarm that much.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
So you mostly just played Wings, and now you're playing Legacy. The game changed a ton since Legacy or
Yeah.
since Wings. All right. Yeah. So Zerg versus Protoss 68. Zerg versus Zerg. 68% win, and then Zerg versus Terran 35. That's actually a pretty big difference, and it's definitely like if you're high gold right now, right? That's obviously the one thing that's holding you back a lot.
Yeah.
Um, because 68% is actually super high up. Like that's actually a really good win rate. So just real quick, what is it you currently do in ZVP and ZVZ? Like how come you're having such high win rates there?
ZVZ, actually like you did earlier, like the Zergling Baneling harassment.
Mm-hmm.
And if they hold on, I'm going to mute us. If they're going Roach, if they're going Hydras, I'm going Roach. So
Okay. All right.
and
Yeah.
for Protoss, I'm doing Roach Ravagers 2 base. And if they're going to do Void Rays, I'll maybe switch to Hydras.
Okay. So you play like relatively macro-focused games?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I'll just write that down as well. As you may know, I always make a whole lot of notes as well during coaching, and I'll send those to you afterwards. Zerg versus Terran and Protoss. Or wait, Zerg versus Protoss. And Zerg, mostly macro focus. No, not that you're like, you know, bailing busting every Protoss on the ladder or something, and that's why you get 68% win. But that's fine. That's actually very good. That means that your Zerg versus Terran should be able to get, you know, a little bit higher up as well. What is it you currently do in Zerg versus Terran? Because I assume we're going to focus only ZVT, right?
Well, yeah. Basically, well, when I'm scouting, I doesn't seem like having a plan. So if I'm seeing a factory, I'll go for roaches because I know they're going like sieging and as soon as I just like mass roach, they came they are coming with like aliens, which I didn't see. So sometimes they're rushing. I'm thinking they're turtling, but they're going straight for alien rush or stuff like that. So I, I I seem having difficulty with reading the Terran player. So and I never see the Liberators coming through because I'm thinking they're doing medivacs or stuff, and they're like going for Liberators. I'm getting zoned. But
Yeah. All right. So basically, what you're looking for is like a go-to strategy that will help you against all this Terran bullshit.
yeah, my brother is actually a Gold League Terran.
Okay.
I faced him in the ladder earlier this morning,
Oh,
and he kind of knows what I'm doing. But I just went with Roach's standard build. He came with like Marauders and like one siege tank, and it was like 4 or 5 minutes in the game.
Okay.
And he destroyed me, and I didn't think I went greedy. I didn't even make a third base, but he just rolled over me. But and he's struggling against Zerg, but against me, I guess it's straight up my bad matchups. So
yeah, I see. So like the actual goal, like you say, you want to win versus Terran, right? But the actual goal is to win versus your brother constantly, like.
no, basically because his worst matchup is Protoss, and it was actually my main race in the other expansions. But when I saw your stream, I enjoyed Zerg, so I was like the level 2 Zerg. Now I'm level 50, so I've played a lot of it, but it's only like I'm playing Zerg since 3 weeks ago about.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. It was been a very short time then. Okay.
Because I think in my stats, I played when I bought the Legacy. Let me check the ladder stats. I was 02, 01, and 03. So I'm 0%, but I've played. So I
played a couple games.
Yeah, well, I've played 6 games, but it was a transition with all those workers that I wasn't getting. So.
Okay, yeah, I see. Cool. All right. Yeah, so we'll work on that. As far as like Zerg versus Terran goes, it is a little bit like Protoss versus Terran if you play Protoss, right? Where you basically have to just wait for the Terran to sort of, you know, decide what the game is going to be like. It's very laid back, most of it. There is some like aggressive pushes that you can do as well, but I think we should focus a little bit more on macro because it will probably help you out more.
Because there's one guy that I play with. He showed me a build with Banelings all in. Like just if that doesn't work, you lose. But
yeah,
it was like you break the wall, you kill the worker, and you go on from now. But if he's lucky having like one well placed tank, and he's gonna blow up your Baneling, you're done. But it was working in silver, but it doesn't do that great in gold now. Because people actually see you coming or scout more. So.
Yeah, like it's sort of like a one-trick pony, right? Where basically if it doesn't work, you're done. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I know those kind of builds, like, They will work, but especially if you plan on like getting higher leagues and stuff, if you want to hit like platinum or diamond or whatever, it just like it won't work. At some point, people will stop the build no matter what, and then you just die. You will never win another ZVT, right? So, all right. So let's have a look at that replay that you were talking about. I'll promote you to leader real quick. If you can go to the replays and then like click the replay and watch with others, that'd be awesome.
Pretty sure it's that one.
All right. Yeah, and if you could make me the host or like the host of this lobby, that'd be cool. So you like right click.
I'll just check Can I check the graphics of that game?
You'd have to go back to your match history and like line them up. The technology isn't there yet, man. In StarCraft, it's terrible.
Okay. Because I think it's around 5 minutes or so. I got a way bigger army than him. So.
All right, we can have a look either way. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, if you could make me like the lobby host. It's two separate things. Yeah. So if you go back to the lobby and you then right click my name, you can promote me to lobby host right there. So like there's a difference between party leader and lobby leader. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But otherwise, I cannot control the replay.
So where's that replays?
Yeah, if you go back to the lobby, so if you going back to the lobby and then right click my name.
Lobby host.
Yeah, it should say like promote to lobby host. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so that way I can look at the replay myself. All right. So do you still play that Zergling Baneling aggression style that you were talking about as well, or?
No. Not anymore, no.
Cool. Alright, so we'll have a look. Wow, the North American server is so mannered. Alright, so you just sent all your overlords off in the distance just to not lose them?
Yeah.
Alright, so what is your current plan, like ZVT wise? Do you have like a build order that you really like going for, or?
Yeah, I'll go double gas with well, actually double gas. And usually I'll go Roach Warden after that. Well, the queens will be up for both bases. And 4 Reaper Rush, and I'll go Roach Warden. Then you see now there's exactly what I have. Yeah, so when I'm doing the lair after that for Roach Speed, and I think sometimes I'll put the Evolution Chamber after, but if I scout that he's weak or like he's gonna go some kind of like all-in Liberators or stuff like that, I tend to just do more Roach and go out right away. But if he got Siege Chain, I'm pretty much going like all the way maxed out, because I know I won't be able to do much against them, because maybe my macro is not good enough. But
okay, yeah. All right. So in general, I really like the approach of playing the Roaches. I think Roaches are a really good one. It's just that you kind of lack a lot of economy at this point, right? Like if you compare income at this point, he's probably not having his mules down. Oh, he actually does have a couple of mules down right now. But normally you really want to be ahead in Harfestus with Zerg for like as long as possible, right? Just because mules are so good. So like right now you can see like you're making a couple of workers and then a couple of Zerglings and a couple of workers and a couple of Zergling. Usually you want to see if you can avoid that at all. Like the idea is if you have workers mining for a longer amount of time, they will bring in more income, right? So basically what we're trying to work on is yeah, just making like a ton of workers before really making any kind of drones or making any kind of Zerglings, right? So we want to make like minimal amounts of defense and then defend against all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from though. Like there seems to be like there's tons of different builds that the Terran can go for, and it's rough to see what exactly they're doing, right?
Yeah, and I cannot scout him very much right now because he's turtled, and if I'm bringing like Overlord, it's just gonna kill it. So you see,
Yeah.
it was open and everything, but one tank just blew like, I don't know, like tens of Zergling, I think, or so.
Yeah,
So
yeah, a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Okay, so we'll focus on something pretty similar to this. I don't know if you just watched the stream as well with the Zerg vs Terran I just played.
yep.
We'll focus on a style similar like that with Roaches and Ravagers. I think you probably like that the best, considering you play something relatively similar in ZVP as well, where you switch to Hydras and shit later on. We can do something very similar versus Terran too. We'll just have to focus on getting that super early game economy up. And the nice thing about it is that you don't need to scout a whole lot, because it basically counters everything. Which I really like about it. Because what you're saying is correct, right? Like sometimes they go Hellions, sometimes they go Hellbat, sometimes they go Liberator, then they go Banshee, then they go Marines, and there's just so many different builds, right?
Well, it's the only race I cannot scout them probably because, like, for example, if I see a cybernetic core for Protoss, I know they're going to go Stalkers, but like example, Zerg 2, the World Roach Warren only does Roach. So the barracks all pretty much do all the units, and the factory does like two or three units too. So it's hard for me to. I don't know how you see it. Maybe with the tech labs and reactors, or
yeah, that gives you a ton of information. Yeah, but even then they can oftentimes still switch around their builds very easily. So yeah, I like the fact you're scouting, and I actually really like these Zerglings here at the front. That helps out a lot. You probably want to position it slightly over there so you can see if he's moving out, but it's it's the good idea, right? It's the idea.
Well,
that's really
I was basically didn't want him to take a third base, so I put them there. So.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a third base, so I knew if he had a third base, I would pretty much be over.
All right.
Yeah, and I think it's right now. I got a way bigger army. I don't know if I can see him. Yes. See, well, you just add way too many tanks, and right now he's gonna hull siege them. I think I was only seeing two of them. Yeah. But like all five just raped all my my guys.
All right. Yeah. So just for like comparison's sake, what we'll do, we'll work on another build in just a little bit, just to give you more like of a guideline, I suppose. Just for comparison's sake, this is sort of the timing that you move at, I guess a little bit earlier. So like 7 minutes, and I want to write down the amount of supply you were at till we can compare it, right? So basically, right when you get to his side of the map, right around here, right? So 7 minutes and 7 seconds, and you have 93 supply. Okay, we'll just write that one down. So currently 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 seconds, and 93 supply. Just so we have something to compare it with, right? Just to see how much progress.
And I've tried your 3 base all in with like the maxed out at 9 minutes or so, 8 minute thing. I'm quite. I did earlier this week, but against Terrans, when I'm going 3 base, they're just rolling me over with the Marines and stuff. So maybe I was doing not enough queens or stuff like that. But
yeah. So there's a couple factors to it. I think we should be focusing on that build. There's a couple of minor variations we can make just to make it a bit safer. One of the main things to do, which is something you already did in this game, is actually have your Zerglings close to his base so you can see when he's moving out. That sounds really silly, right? Because it sounds really obvious. But it's one of the most important things to the build. Like, if you follow it to a T, that's the thing about build orders, right? If you follow them exactly, they sort of suck. Because, like, if they do anything that is not normal, you will lose the game, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have to do a bit of scouting as well, but we'll focus on the same thing. The reason is that we basically want to make sure we have enough workers before really starting to make the army. So you will be able to make enough units. But I think everything considered, you're probably on the right track. It's just going to be a couple of minor changes. Real quick as well, like, what is your current hotkey setup? I haven't asked that yet. Like, what hotkeys do you use? Do you use like the grid hotkeys or the standard ones?
The standard one, yeah.
All right. Cool. And do you use the camera hotkeys or not?
No, I've looked your video about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing like the every base has his own queen, so pretty much like I'm doing it, but on 1-2. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
I lack hotkey with my army and stuff. I still use F2, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I see you hotkeying the army. That's fine though. Well, actually, yeah, right now it wasn't really hotkeyed. Yeah, we can work on that as well, but you know, you probably know that it's not optimal. Um, but that's okay. Like we'll work on the general strategy for now, and then those minor things we can figure out at some later time as well. All right. So we can either play against an opponent right away, or we'll go ahead and practice it in a custom game first. It really depends. It only takes like 7 minutes anyway. But we'll go ahead and give it a try first in a custom if you're okay with that.
All right. Yeah.
Just so we can, you know, have some good basics. How does this work? Multiplayer, custom. There we go. All right. We'll go ahead and yeah, we'll need someone to play against. I don't know if your brother is online, by the way. If you want to practice against him, that's totally cool as well.
No, it's not.
All right. All right. Here we go. So yeah, what we'll work on really quickly is just giving that build a try, and then we'll, you know, practice it first as a real player, and see like what the changes are that you should make, right? So the basic idea is to push out at +1/+1 and Roach Speed, right? That's exactly what you did in the previous game as well. So that's good. Like we'll go for the same sort of strategy at the same sort of time as well. We just want to make sure you have a lot more supply at that point.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, do you have any questions beforehand, or you ready to just jump straight into it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, so if anyone wants to help us out in a little bit, we'll need like a gold/platinum level Terran. We're in Group LowkoTV on North America right now.
Isn't it diamond after gold?
Yeah, there's diamond as well.
Okay.
You want to practice against a diamond? That works.
Well, you said gold/platinum.
Yeah, just so, yeah, I mean, you know, it's always good to play against players that are a little bit higher up. I mean, losing is just, you know, part of winning.
Well, platinum, is it 2 leagues up? I think so.
No, platinum comes right after gold. So you have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster.
Okay.
All right. So we'll focus on like making as many workers as possible, and obviously we're not up against a real player right now, but that's okay. So
they're not turtling up at very easy. You put them, I think. So,
yeah.
Even at medium or hard, I think they are not even blocking the ram. So.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it's not. It doesn't really matter too much. It's just for the build order. All right. So we'll go hatchery first, and then 19 gas, 19 pool. So pretty standard, or 18 pool, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I would recommend either, you know, 18 gas or 19 gas. One of the two is fine. If you see a lot of cheese, you could even go 17 or whatever, but it's probably fine. So I want to go for the gas guys first, and then the spawning pool.
Okay, normally I put the like a spawning pool first, but
that's okay. Both are. I like going for the zerking, or for the spawning pool first, just because of the extra zerking speed.
Okay.
And it actually still lines up with Reaper defense just fine. All right, I want to go for a 19 Overlord. And try and keep the larva at a minimum, okay? So whenever there's larva available, we want to make it sure that it's like, you know, not.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, you can like re-rally the natural, or the main to the natural, and we'll start droning up from there. All right.
So you usually always do Evo metabolic boost. So.
Yeah. So basically what we'll do is to get metabolic boost going and then pull the drones out of the gas geyser. So you want to pull 2 drones out when you have 100 gas and start up the metabolic boost. And the reason for that is so that you can make all the larvae into drones, basically.
Okay.
So one thing to note, right after you finish up the spawning pool, you see you made... you just made a worker as well. Usually you want to make 2 sets or 3 sets of Zerglings to defense against the Reaper. So if you make Zerglings right as the spawning pool finishes, that's by the way put it down at a certain timing, you will finish up the Zerglings right as the Reaper comes to your base. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Alright, so we'll want to make 2 queens and then like 2 or 3 sets of Zerglings. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Now, obviously, I don't know if your opponent is doing that, but 99% of the Terran players will be making a you know,
so I pull 2 drones out of the gas?
Yep, just pull 2 out of them. And just put them back to minerals.
Okay.
And then start up the Zergling speed.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that.
There we go. And then we want to start all non-stop workers. So there's a ton of workers. I do want to make an overload as well at 31 usually. There we go. Oh. It didn't inject in time.
Oh shit, I did Zerging. I didn't want to
it's fine.
do that.
It's fine. I know there's always a lot of people watching, right? It's always a little different when you're playing by yourself or when you're playing like this. I do want to go ahead and make some extra overlords here, because the first one may end up falling. Well, actually, no, it isn't. Wow. And then hit the queen injects. Alright, so hitting the queen injects becomes really important, just because, you know, we'll get a lot more workers out of it. But all these first queen injects should be all in work, or should be all... No, we don't really need the Roach Warren yet, to be honest.
Oh no?
Well, I guess since we're floating minerals right now, it's okay. But normally you wanna make sure you make all of the workers.
So maybe another base?
Yeah, exactly. But just make sure you spend all of the larvae first. Like, always try and keep the larvae at 0. So yeah, so that's one of the main things. Okay, so like.
Oh shit! It lagged.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
I lagged, so I pressed 2 times. It just did 4
no
overlords.
worries.
So
No worries.
I guess it's okay anyways.
Yep. So normally when you put down the 3rd, you also put down the Roach Warren, and then you put like the drones back into the gas geyser. When you make the Roach Warren, just start making a couple of roaches for defense. So whenever it finishes, make like 4 roaches for defense. And those roaches we're just going to use to like defend all kinds of aggression. So we want to get more and more gas. Exactly. And make sure to hit those queen injects again. Cool. So notice like we're already starting to float a bunch of minerals, right? That's probably because we made a couple more drones than you're really used to. Alright. Well, let's not finish off the easy AI. Yeah. Could probably win right now. But yeah, like, we really want to focus on hitting all of those queen injects, because we're missing out on a lot of larvae here, and that's one of the reasons why we start to float minerals already, right? So, do you want to start up the double evolution chambers as well?
Oh, okay, double you.
Yep. Alright. And then want to saturate all the gases. Cool. Do you use the hotkey to produce stuff, by the way? Okay, one question real quick. Do you use the 1 hotkey to produce all your roaches? Because
Yeah,
I see
1 S and like R for roaches.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Because I thought you'd click between the hatcheries there, but alright, fair enough. Alright, yeah, so now that the 3rd base is done, usually you can start droning that up as well.
You got 1 base? Okay.
Yeah, so in this game it's not really necessary. So you want to start up the +1/+1 and then go for the Roach Speed and, you know, just start making a lot of stuff. But yeah, we definitely can optimize this a whole lot more though. Because normally if you play this perfectly, you should be maxing out, you know, 7.5 minutes-ish.
Yeah, they're just doing nothing right now.
Yeah. But notice, like, we're still hitting a whole bunch of, you know, we're not hitting all of the queen injects and all that sort of stuff. That's okay though, that's just a matter of practice. So let's start up the Roach Speed as well. And then we should be done making workers. So right now we got about 47 Harvesters. Usually we really want to try and get like all of the bases saturated before making any army, right? So the basic idea is we make a couple of Zerglings to defend against the Reaper, and then we make a couple of Roaches to defend against the against like Hellions and Marines and all that. And then we use the rest of the larva that we have on making only workers, so that way you get like a crazy amount of income super early on in the game. Does that make sense? Like right now we made a whole bunch of army in between as well, and that's not really what we're looking for. Just so, you know, we optimize the economy first and then start making units. But yeah, like normally when you start up all the upgrades, it's a good timing to start making non-stop roaches and then move out as well. The Zerglings at the front, by the way, are really good. But yeah, let's just wait for the upgrades to finish and then, you know, kill the Terran player. I'll work on this a little bit more against a player. Yeah, so if you watch any of the like the top level players, they will max out on 3 bases on drones, so like 68 drones or something it is. They will make like 3 bases full of drones off of like 10 Zerglings and off of like 4 roaches. That's it.
Okay.
And that's really what we want to try and do as well. So like making roaches and then workers and stuff, it's always a little bit gimmicky to do. But yeah. So let's move across the map. Right here you can use F2, I suppose.
Yeah.
Alright. I like the scouting, that's good. Well, we need to go out. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so let's queue up some injects while we're at it. Very good. And now you can start spending all of the minerals very well, right? Because the injects have been popping off nicely lately. Makes it super easy. And yeah, with whatever gas you have, you can make just a lot of Ravagers as well.
Yeah.
Alright, so we push about a minute later with about twice as much supply right now. We can optimize this a little bit better, but this is already much better than in the first game that we had. Yeah, so you can just go kill him. He has 35 supply.
Oh yeah. Nice.
The very easy AI is very good. Yeah, I see a couple people asking in the chat why we're playing against an easy AI. It's just to practice a build order, guys. I highly recommend, like always, practicing new builds and stuff in, you know, a custom game first versus an AI, just so you can get the hang of like the basics and then, you know, play versus real players. But that's the reason why. Anyways, I think we got this game. Alright. So, does he have another base or something? He actually has an expansion. Wow, that's why he's not leaving. But yeah. Like notice, like during the fights, you still want to make sure you hit all of the queen injects. It's really, really, really important. So
yeah, well, now I'm not doing
yeah, okay, obviously it's not that big a deal right here, but yay, good job. Very impressive. Alright. Alright. Anyone to play against? Gold. Terran. Platinum random. I prefer playing against a gold level player first, just because it would probably be a little bit better to play against. I am scientist. Cool. I actually have a lot of Terran players watching the stream. I just found out. It's weird. Do you want to do the same map or?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Alright, thanks. I am
that like skills with that too, like knowing which map. I know in like legacy maps are like important and stuff, like when there's big ramp. I might have to switch build or stuff, but
yeah, this map is pretty standard for most games right now. Although it's hard to say right now because there's so many different things happening. But
when I'm winning is when there's like your natural well, the second base is like there's a big ramp, so they can't wall off that. Well, in the map we just played, Terran will have like 2 base and they will be like turtles. So
Yeah, this
that's
map
when
this
I'm
map is super
struggling.
turtly.
When
Yeah.
the second, well, yeah, when the expand is like vulnerable, I tend to win those game. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll just harass with Zerging, the workers, and then they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have a big eco. So.
Yeah, like even on this map though, if you have enough stuff, if you have 200 supply early enough, right, or you have like enough units when +1/+1 finishes, you can just reinforce constantly and just kill the Terran that way. It's just like a matter of having enough units. Even if he has a couple of siege tanks, the corrosive bio and all that usually can kill it just fine as well. Like on this map, right, when he has 2 bases and he doesn't have a 3rd base, moving up that ramp is kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, you may lose your whole army. But the thing is, like, if he doesn't have a 3rd base, you can just simply sit on your 3 bases and just make more upgrades and just tack up and all that. Because if he has 3 bases, he's easy to kill. But if he has 2 bases, he's very difficult to kill. And you already got the advantage at that point by having a 3rd base yourself, right? Does that make sense? Like, yeah. So if he has on this specific map, but on all maps, if a Terran is on 2 bases, I wouldn't really be attacking into him. Maybe you can test the waters a little bit, but, you know, if you're on 3 bases and he's on 2 bases, he should usually be the one that is attacking you, right? Not the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you... Oh, I'll ask if he can close the stream. Can you close the stream? But yeah, we can work on things like creep spread and whatnot later as well. Cool.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm winning, I'm doing all those stuff, but when I'm behind, I tend to forget
yeah.
those.
It's fine though. Honestly, it's fine. We just need to focus on like the primary things first, right? If you're hitting all your queen injects, then you can go ahead and play, you know, with creep spread and all that stuff. But you know, the queen injects are super important, and you know, it's basically like prioritization, right? Where you first hit all the queen injects and then you spend all the money and all that, and then eventually you can also spread creep and all that sort of stuff. But all right, okay. You ready?
Yes.
Let me ask if he's ready as well. Cool. So he obviously was watching the stream, so he knows exactly what you're going for, which doesn't help. But you know,
there's
it's
so
good
many
practice.
builds too, so.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so for this one, let's focus on making as many workers as possible and hitting all of the queen injects, okay?
Yep.
So we'll make minimal amounts of units first off. So I'm watching the game through your vision as well, so I don't really know very much more other than the production tab, but... Alright. If you have any questions, by the way, we can always just pause the game. You can just pause whenever you want.
Okay. So, should I go 14 hatch or?
Let's go 17 hatch. 17 hatch, yeah. Let's go 17 hatch, then 19 gas and 19 spawning pool. So we'll just play the same thing that we played in the last one, just a little bit optimized. So you can send the worker right now, yeah. Cool. Now we make 2 more workers and then the gas. So whenever you're like playing these kind of games, just try and always keep the larva at 0. That's like a good way of knowing whether or not you're doing well. So I want to get the gas going. At least like if you have larva to spend, usually something is not going very well. A larva, cool, yeah. So we want to go for 19 overlord. And then remember, when the spawning pool finishes, we want to make 2 sets of Zerglings, right? We're just going to assume that he's playing Reaper.
Okay. So...
There we go, and then an Overlord. Very good. Yeah, so right here you basically save up a little bit of minerals. Because we don't have anything yet, right?
Alright. I think I was spending too much worker on gas right at the beginning, maybe.
Yeah. I think your second gas was a little bit too soon.
Okay.
Just because we couldn't spend all the larvae on workers, right? Okay, I want to make, 2 sets of Zerglings and then the queens.
Oh yeah, shit. I didn't work it again.
No, that's fine. Alright, let's make the queens and then make Zerglings as well. Okay. We do need the Zerglings here, yeah, cool. Alright, and then pull the drones out of the gas geyser. So notice, like, normally the Zerglings would be finishing up right now. Alright. Okay, let's send them back to mining and try and get an overlord in between as well.
Oh, fuck.
There we go. Okay, so back to the plan. Let's get an overlord.
Oh shit. Wait, my rally point just... click here, I think.
Okay. Let's get an overlord and then another queen as well.
Another queen, yeah.
Yep. And then hit all the queen injects. So very good. Like, try and not overreact to the Reaper. I know it's very annoying, but usually it's... if you just stay calm, it's much easier to defend. Very good. And just back to the plan. So, notice, like, at this point, you start flooding a lot of minerals, so that's when we take the 3rd base.
Okay.
Okay. And in the meantime, you also want to make another overlord or 2, and then start making more and more workers. Very good. Alright, so when you put down the 3rd base like this, you want to put down the Roach Warren too. So put down the Roach Warren, and then another gas geyser too. And then put the other drones back into gas. Alright, very good. So now that Zergling speed is done, you can start scouting a little bit with the Zerglings.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine. No big deal. So now you can start scouting with the Zerglings. Oh well, or just kill a Reaper. That works too. Cool. Alright. So notice, like, we don't really need to make those Zerglings. You just make 4 Zerglings, right? We want to try and make as many workers as possible instead. So try and not make any more units other than the couple of roaches we'll make for defense, okay? And we'll just put those on the ramp or whatever. Very good. So the Roach Warren is done. Let's make a couple of roaches. Alright, and now we're gonna drone up completely, okay? So try and start...
the 3rd base?
Yeah. So let's try and start some extra workers here as well for the 3rd base, and a couple overlords, and a lair, and double evos, and all those kind of things.
Shit, overall.
Very good. Now one thing we're missing out on a little bit is some map vision, right? So if we would move out right now, we wouldn't know about it. So try and, like, also, like, besides the Overlord Scout, let's also move some Zerglings forward. So not all of the army, just the Zerglings. Yeah. And you probably want to put the roaches at the 3rd base in case of Hellions. Okay.
At the 3rd base, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so make sure you have the Zergling scouting out if he's moving, right? Because we don't know right now if he's moving out. Yep. Alright, let's start up the double upgrades.
Oh, I didn't
That's
even
fine.
make that.
And then the lair
You
as
mean
well.
the building, or?
Yeah.
Should
The
I?
buildings, and then the lair as well. Cool. Alright. So let's saturate the gases as well at the main base. We still have 1 base, or I think 1 gas that's not saturated.
Yep.
Oh, actually 1 in the natural too. Cool.
Oops.
And if you look at the Zerglings right now, by the way, they're not actually scouting when he's moving out. I know I'm pointing out a lot of things,
yep.
right? But yeah. Okay, those are super important. Like, those tell you a lot of information. Okay. Let's start up +1/+1 as well. And then we need a couple more workers. Okay. Then those gases. And then we can start non-stop roaches. Okay, so overlords and roaches from here on out. Okay, so in this game he's playing pretty passive, right? But he's still gonna move out very soon, I think. You know, make sure you start making a lot of army here. And also make sure we hit all of the queen injects. So if you need to, just queue up the queen injects as well. Okay, let's pull the army, there we go. And just keep on making, you know, roaches right now as well. Very good. We want to start Roach Speed too.
Oh yeah.
And there's non-stop army here. So he's likely gonna be more annoying with drops, right? So one thing you can do is just split up your army. Like, don't put all of your army in one control group. Just like split up the army, because he could be dropping at multiple places. Exactly. Just keep on making more and more roaches here. But just sort of prepare, like, you know, blindly for a potential double drop, for example. We need some more overlords too. Oh, by the way, the third is not hotkeyed. That's why. We don't have the third hatchery hotkeyed.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's why we're having so many minerals. There we go.
Oh, should I
I
set
see.
it instead?
Yeah. All good. No worries. And then we can make some overlords too. There we go.
Like that.
Yeah, so if you're floating a lot of minerals like this, you can always also get a macro hatchery or two.
Okay.
Like whenever you have a lot of minerals and you know it's going to be difficult to spend, you can just make like a couple of macro hatcheries. Okay, very good. And let's start moving out across the map too very soon.
Oh, the queen is tripping.
Alright, so let's queue up queen injects and then move out across the map, okay?
Oh, we killed one of the queens.
Yep. Okay, let's go.
Oh, he's seeing me coming.
Let's
Should I go there?
I would just go straight up. I think you can beat his army head on right now. Just keep making sure you make enough army here, because we have a lot of minerals still. Yeah, there we go. Oh, actually one of those gases isn't saturated. Okay. So what you can do is run up a couple Zerglings to sort of trigger those mines.
There's widows?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And just, you can probably go ahead and kill this army. You can push, yeah. Okay, so we still have a lot of minerals, right? At this point, you don't really want to morph in too many Ravagers because you run out of gas, right? So you probably have to reinforce with Zerglings now instead, yeah. So for Corrosive Bile, try and force the Terran to split, right? So right now we put them all in one spot or like very close together. Try and like spam them everywhere. Usually you can do a lot more damage that way because they actually are forced to split.
Okay.
Alright, and let's also get a fourth base behind this.
Where?
Yep, down usually. Yep,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, watch out for the widow mines.
Yeah.
I would probably not attack into him anymore because he already is probably gonna have a bigger army at this point. I think if we would have had more units, I think we probably would have won right then and there.
Oh shit.
But let's get +2/+2 going, and then also put down the Hydra then. Oh no, he may be fighting you right now.
No, Mars. It's a bad spot. Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's make a lot more army again. We still have a lot of resources. There we go. And notice like all of the army is running to their death right now. Ugh.
Oh shit! I didn't remember I put that there. Uh oh.
Yeah, so this guy's playing very annoying. I think if we work a little more on the first timing, you can probably win the game right there. In this game, it just was a little bit later than it needed to be. Yeah, he has way too much stuff at this point. So, yeah, we can obviously still keep on trying this one.
Okay.
I think he's also a little bit higher up on the ladder than he said. Because he's not really... But it's fine. Let's keep making a lot of roaches. And probably knock down the rocks as well. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the rocks towards your fourth base. There's rocks right there. But yeah, the fourth base is already down. Yeah, so +2/+2 is about to finish up. That's a great moment to try and do another timing wave, right? So the previous one was at +1/+1 on Roach Speed. If you check the Evo chambers right now and check the timing on the 2/2, that would be very good as well. Alright, yeah. So you can move out again when that is finished up. Although your opponent is already finishing up 3-3 right now.
No.
Oh well. Much better corrosive bios there. But yeah, I think he just has too much stuff at this point. So I don't think in this game there was really like any specific any kind of specific problem. It was just mostly that he macroed better and he didn't really you know, miss any beats early on. But we'll have a quick look at the replay as well.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. I wonder if he is actually if he's actually Gold League though. Thanks, scientist. Cool. Yeah, someone in the chat is actually pointing out, if you're making army, I didn't actually notice that. But when you make army, I hear you tap the button, right? I think you do like 4S R, you click the button.
Yeah.
You can actually hold down the you can actually hold down the button as well. So you like you can go 4S and then hold down R and you will automatically make all of that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like it makes it a little, you know, it makes it a little faster.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's have a quick look at the replay, okay?
Yeah, sure.
So there's still like a bit of room for optimization with the build. So usually if you push out, it should be at right around 7-ish minutes, and then with +1/+1 and probably like 150 or so supply. And this game, like, it was just a little bit later than everything should have been. And that's not really, like, it's not really one thing that is causing that. It's mostly just like I think a matter of practice for it to be a bit stronger than that. If you look at the income, like if you click I and you check the Harvest account, the Terran player actually had a lot of workers constantly.
Okay.
We did way better on the droning part though. Like on droning wise, you had so many more workers than you did in the previous games. I don't know if you noticed that a lot as well, where you
Yeah.
were just seeing that you had a lot more income.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could notice it as well, like throughout the mid game, where you just had so many more minerals than you probably were used to because we were flooding so hard.
But if they're doing like a one base all-in, what do I do? They could like have pushed like right now.
Right, that's exactly what I tried pointing out in the game, right? So if they push out right now, the earliest they could really push out that is right around, I would say 5-ish minutes.
Okay.
Because that's when Stimpack could finish up earliest. So usually right when Zergling speed, it finishes up, right? So you get Zergling speed. That is where you kill the Reaper, and then you put your army close to his base.
Okay.
So right when Zergling speed finishes up, you want to take control of the map. You want to do, you want to put all of your army together, and or you don't need to put all of your army together, but you want to have something that scouts whether or not he's moving out.
Okay.
Right? So in this game, like, we didn't have the scout until much later. It's right here, like you have the Zergling standing in your base. And all this time, like a 2-base all-in or a 1-base all-in could be coming, right?
Yep.
And this is finally when the Zerglings, well, actually, this is finally when the, actually, I was gonna say, this is finally when the Zerglings move out across the map. But like, you know, we need to have them right here, basically like 3.5 minutes or so into the game. And I mean like right here, right? Where we have vision of him. And that's like, you're pointing that out correctly. That's a super important timing to have. So Yeah, that's a really important one. Now let's say he kills these Zerglings that you have at the front,
Yep.
those ones.
Yeah.
Make sure to replace him. You always want to have something scouting when he's gonna move out.
Okay.
That's really important, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't advise using the F2 army hold key, because every time you moved around the army, right? Every time you moved out the army over here, those Zerglings over there started moving as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just a matter of practice. It's something you can do later if you want to. But yeah, like having a separate hotkey for the Zerglings that are scouting is very nice and very useful. But yeah, like income-wise, like you can see, right, the Terran player is not really floating any minerals and gas right now. And this is just where the amount of drones that you're playing with is something you're probably not too used to, and it just starts being kind of difficult to spend all the money. But yeah, once you started producing roaches, though, the income spending went way better. But
Yeah,
notice,
sure.
like, he wasn't really missing a beat. Like, he's constantly at 0 minerals.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying, like, I don't think he's actually gold. Although he may be gold, but I don't know. But yeah, like, once again, right? He killed a couple Zerglings, and we're blind at the front. Like, right now, we don't know if he's moving out. Right? And you always want to try and have, you know, something watching you moving out. So yeah, keep a Zergling or Overlord or anything close to his base to know when he is moving out. Yeah, I think those minor things already. So keeping the larva at 0, hitting all the queen injects, and then making sure we don't flood any minerals, which should already make the timing push so much stronger that you'll just be able to crush through the Terran. Whereas in this case, like, we just didn't have enough units.
And he didn't play like I struggled against.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
well.
Yeah,
I struggled against Mech. He played Bio mostly. So
yeah. What we'll do is just like ask your next opponent to play a more mech focused style, and go from there. Okay.
Yep.
So is that like the aggressive type of mech? So like the Hellion stuff into siege tank stuff, or is that like the passive type of mech where they're basically just sitting back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Any gold Terrans? See if there's a gold Terran. If there's anyone in the chat right now on stream, feel free to join group LowkoTV on North America if you want to play as well. Gold Terran on EU. Alright, we can give Tassadar a try as well. Your platinum does, sir. A low platinum. Platinum is kind of scary, guys. Platinum is a full league up. We're more looking for like a mid-level gold or something, because platinum is quite a bunch higher. Like the platinum skill level is quite a bunch higher. Gold Terran on EU. Alright, we'll give Gold Terran on EU a try. He says he's high gold though, so he's probably very close to platinum. Can you play mech? But yeah, so these players you're playing against are a little bit higher up the ladder as well, so, you know, don't get too discouraged by losing a game here and there.
I know, it's alright.
Cool. Alright. Easy name. Hold on, let me ask. Are you mid or... Are you mid or high or low gold? Because this guy says he's high gold. I'm kind of looking for a little bit similar. That would be great.
Yeah, I was ranked 1 like last week.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go for high gold as well. It's fine. All right, we'll just play against this guy. It doesn't really matter all too much.
I got promoted straight up to 1, so
Yeah, that's good. We'll go ahead and play Laralek Crest. There we go. Bit of a different map. I'll ask if it's okay if he wants to play against. Hold on. Mind if we play against someone else first? I hope he doesn't mind it too much, because I just invited him into the party. No, he's not saying anything. Alright, he don't mind, he says. Cool. Cheers. Alright, we'll invite easy name first. He says he's mid gold on EU.
Okay.
Cool. Alright.
For us.
You're Terran, right? I hope he is Terran. Sometimes people just want to get a party invite. No, he is Terran. Alright, cool. Cheers. Can you play, Man, people in the general chat on the North American server are really into political subjects. They're talking all kinds of stuff here. Alright.
Is those kind of map when I'm like saying that they cannot really defend at the second base pretty efficiently.
Yeah, this one's wide open, right?
Yeah. So I tend to Zergling rush if I can.
Alright,
That
yeah.
second base.
Yeah, let's not do that in this game.
Well, not a Zergling rush, but I mean like sending Zergling to make sure it doesn't spend like a lot on workers. So I'm forcing him to like make defenses, like barracks and stuff.
Yeah. Alright, let's make the overload as well. There we go. Yeah, and for this game, let's just focus on the strategy. Like, you can go for some Zergling aggression as well. But I think it's better to practice macro for now, and then, you know, if you want to, you can go ahead and play that again on ladder. But I think it's probably a bit better to focus on macro for now. Unless you really, really want to, of course, but... Alright, let's keep this larva at 0. Cool. Wanna go for 17 hatch, so you can send the drone right around right now. Like, you can send the drones a little bit earlier, I think, for buildings. Because now we're gonna be at a little bit too high, right?
Alright.
No big deal, but just a minor thing. And then let's go for the 19 gas as well.
Yep.
Very good. Let's get the gas, and then the drone and a spawning pool. Very good. Then want to put down another overlord, and this time make the 2 Zerglings, okay? The 2 sets of Zerglings.
Yep.
Like, we're still, even though we know he's gonna play mech, we're still gonna assume he's playing with a Reaper. Okay, so here we make 2 sets of Zerglings and 2 queens. Should be another set of Zerglings. There we go. Alright, and then the Zergling speed, and then pull 2 drones out of the gas. Very good. Alright. We want to start making more drones. Very good. Okay, want to make another Overlord. And then the third Queen too. So basically the same thing we've done so far, but this is already looking much nicer actually. Like much better spending on the drones, or on the larva. Very good. Oh well, just remake the Overlord and hit the Queen Inject, by the way. Yeah, just remake the Overlord and start a lot of drones. So you could see he's already got the what's it called? Yeah, exactly, the factory down, right? So if the factory is down, you're gonna need the Roach Warren a little bit sooner. So let's make the third base as well. If you want to, you can spread some creep, but...
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Just make the third base and start making 2 more Overlords. Alright, and then put also the drones back into the gas guys here. So remember, we're gonna need a couple of safety roaches just to play defensively. Usually about 4 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we do need another worker in the main gas, by the way.
Main gas?
Yep.
Oh, yep.
And remember, like, when you lose the Zerglings, immediately replace them so you can scout the front. So yeah, always get a couple of Zerglings to scout around the map. If we lose them, that's not bad. It's not a bad thing. Just need to replace them. So we can scout ahead. Alright, and then straight back to droning. Very good.
Oops.
That's fine. Alright, and let's use the Zerglings to scout about, okay? See if he's moving out. Cool. Okay, let's saturate the gas in the main as well. And then we can start like a lair, double evo and all that stuff. Very good. Alright. So at this point you can start like a couple more gases as well. Notice like this is where we start flooding the minerals, right? So hitting all the Queen Injects is going to be super important from here on out. Very nice. And once again, like we lost the Zerglings, so try and replace them. You can actually rally those straight across the map, yeah. Exactly, cool. Okay. Let's start up the double upgrades. Well, we don't have enough gas anymore. Just made a couple of Ravagers.
Oops.
All good. And, well, there's something at your third. Okay. Back to hitting the Queen Injects. And droning up. No, normally you want to drone up from here. So I know the gut instinct is to make a lot of roaches here. But usually, like, if you lose a lot of roaches, or a lot of drones, right, you need to replace those ASAP. Because else you're going to fall really far behind. So just hit one and, like, make a lot of workers here. There we go. Cool. Let's start up the Roach Speed upgrade as well. Like, replace any workers that we've lost. So in the end, we actually ended up losing 15 workers there, which is a little bit too much.
Okay.
There we go. Ah, the supply block. That sucks. Alright. Let's start up the +1 armor too. Alright. And then after one more round of workers, let's start making non-stop army, okay? Okay, so you should have more than enough to beat this. Okay, let's make a couple more workers here, and then start making a lot of roaches. So workers and overlords here. Couple overlords, and then we'll go ahead and make non-stop roaches. Okay, cool. Make sure you get those gases as well. Yep. Okay, and let's flood in supply. Cool. Alright. Queen injects again. Very nice, well spotted. And since you finished up all of the upgrades, you can start moving out across the map if you want to. Well, I guess that upgrade isn't done yet, but it's fine. Okay. So while we're pushing out, well, this is actually a great timing for you. I was just gonna say, like, you should probably move out, but let's go. Yeah, so if you put them in the middle of those units, you're gonna hit all of them. But let's move across the map now. So just move across the map, hit all the queen injects, and then rally all of your army across the map again. So you should be able to produce a ton of stuff here. We have a lot of larvae. There we go. Very nice. Well, let's pull all of the army together. There we go. Yeah, just move. It's a little smarter. Well, don't kill your own army. Yeah, just go. He doesn't have anything. If you have the chance to, try and always focus on the workers.
Okay.
Oh, well, there you go. GG, well played. Alright. So that was already way better. Nice job. Good job. So we'll have a quick look at the replay here as well. Alright. This is very good though. So, notice how we had so much more supply than we had in the first couple of attempts, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot more shit, the upgrades were a lot faster, and in general it just looked way stronger. Like, especially early game, you weren't really flooding any kind of minerals, and you were also like spending your larvae way better than we were at the start, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed that or if it's just me pointing it out, but
yeah, I noticed.
All right, yeah, cool. It makes a massive difference because the eventual army is so much better. Like, the eventual army you push out with against the Terran is so much bigger, and he actually came right on creep when you were just about to attack, right? Which is a nice bonus.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So the one thing I wanted to point out, is how, like, he sort of caught you off surprise, right? Even though you managed to kill that army, he still sort of, like, caught you off guard with all of a sudden the army being on creep. And that's once again, like, these Zerglings, they kept on dying, right? And whenever they die, just immediately make a set of Zerglings and just rally it over there again. And when they die, just make a set of Zerglings and rally them there again. Just so you can always have some sort of vision of when he's going. Because, like, you know, I said, like, hey, let's move out across the map, and then all of a sudden he showed up. Which could, in a lot of scenarios, be very bad, right?
Yeah.
Is my game crashing? Oh no. Just a random lag. I think my game is crashed. Oh. He's probably alt-tabbing to open the stream. But yeah, I don't know if you have any particular questions this game, or of this game.
Not really, but
Okay.
like he kind of tried to rush with Alien, but what if he did and all? And should I drop like crawlers or just do Zerging? Well, not against Alien, I guess.
Yeah. So if you see him make a lot of units, if he moves out, even if it's Marine or Marauder or whatever, and a bunch of Hellions, just put down a lot of roaches, and also make sure to pull the queens. The queens are really good at early game defense.
Okay.
So if you see him move out, like let's say you have the Zerglings, right? Yeah, let's drop them. There we go. So let's say you have the Zerglings, and you see like, hey, he's moving out right here. I would usually start, like, you see how you just started a whole bunch of workers. Since you're not supply block right now, you can just make a lot of roaches and just pull the queens with this army as well. And if you pull the queens with the army, just immediately remake them. So basically you would go 1 Q to make 3 more queens, and then hit whatever hotkey your queens are. I believe it's 2 and 3, and then just pull all of those with the army as well, and just put them in the same hotkey.
Okay.
It's really good for early game defense.
All right.
But yeah, yeah. So the Blue Flame Hellion run by, right? So he ended up killing 15 workers in total, and that's just the effect of no Zerglings right there. So notice like he's moving out here.
Yeah.
It's just gonna, you know, it's just gonna be painful. And yeah, imagine like if you had a couple of Zerglings here, you would have probably just moved the roaches down, or like, you know, maybe move the queen over to the third or something. Like you have enough army to defend against these units. It's just a matter of having them there.
All right.
And yeah, then like
should I like took that one?
Yeah, I would usually take this one and then knock down the rocks.
Okay.
Because then there's only one entrance, right? Then there's only one entrance right there. But yeah, that's a minor thing. Yeah, so notice like, you know, he's just being annoying. And that ends up killing quite a bunch of stuff. Whereas if you would have taken that base exactly, and you would have had the units on top of the ramp, nothing would have really happened as long as those rocks are down.
Alright.
But yeah. Yeah, other than that, I think it was well played. Like, you know, besides some minor things like the queen injects and the things we've already pointed out, like this looked very, very, very promising, way better than the previous one that we've done. So I think we're on the right track. Let's do another one, okay?
All right.
Very good. I see a lot of arguments in the chat right now as well about people saying they're in Silver League, but they're facing Platinums or whatever. Guys, if you're in Silver League, you're a Silver player, okay? It's that simple. I know there's a lot of people are like, oh my god, I'm high Silver, but I'm facing Diamonds. It's like, well, no, you're high Silver. I'm sorry, you're high Silver. I always find it very funny where people are like, high Silver / mid Gold. It's like, wait, Ned, that's not how the ranking system works, man. If you're in high Silver, you're in high Silver. Anyways, let's play a last game on Dusk Towers. Let's do it. Yeah. I guess it's easy to get caught up in ranking. I wouldn't be too worried about ranks, guys. Like, just improve in the game. Like exactly what Nightmare wants to do in this game as well. Like he's just wanting to get a better Zerg versus Terran. Like don't focus too much on your ladder ranking. If you're focusing too much on your ladder ranking, you're gonna get really stuck in it. It's not really worth it. Like you're not gonna improve as a player overall. Like you can be Diamond League, but only Roach Bane busting every single game. And you'll probably be able to be Diamond League, but I mean, you still suck at the game at that point, right? So, yeah. It's not worth it. At least I don't think it's worth it. Anyways, alright. Ready?
Yes.
Let's see if he's ready as well. Okay, let's do it. I thought for a second your border was Grandmaster. I was like, wait, what just happened? But it's the yellow color. Like the yellow color you're playing with. It's right next to, it's the same color as the Grandmaster border. So I got a little, I was like looking at the other monitor. I was like, wait, he's what? Alright, fair enough. Lowko, I was in Cucumber League, but now I recently moved into Midwood. Nice. Very impressive. Cucumber League is one where people get stuck, man. Alright, so let's do the same thing. Let's do mech. Just because that's what you're struggling against the most. Let's do the same thing. And this will be the last game we're playing, so let's try and do the best execution, okay? So on this one you have an in-base expansion. It's basically the same thing. Lowko, I don't like your jokes. I'm sorry, Jose. I know the truth can hurt, man. When I say if you're high silver, you're high silver. You're not gold.
There's also like Terrans pulling out their CVs with Marine stuff, like a cheese.
Do you see that a
Okay.
lot?
Well, I've got caught like that 2 times. They brings like a Marines and has CV haul in. They bring the Marines to fight.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Yeah, at that point you can also pull your own workers if you want to.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go ahead and make the gas geyser. And for this game, let's focus on hitting all of the queen injects, okay? We'll want to try and keep the money, if we can, below 1,000 at all times, okay? So try and never float any more than 1,000 minerals.
Alright.
Very good. Let's not get the second gas yet. Let's get it a little bit later, because else we're going to be floating gas again, right?
Okay.
Let's just cancel it for now. Yeah, there we go. Cool.
No.
Want to go for the overlords? I guess we can get 2 overlords at this time then. Cool. Let's hit those queen injects. Okay, and let's replace any overlords we lose. So at this point you can replace it by another overlord. So if you start floating a lot of minerals, you can take the third base a little earlier as well. Okay. There we go. And let's start up 2 overlords too. Okay. So when you put down the third, also put down the roach warren. Let's start a lot of workers. Yep. Very good.
Evo chamber now, or
Sorry?
do I put the Evo chamber now? Or?
No, usually you put the Evo chambers down when you start the lair. So let's not start the lair yet. We want to make a couple of safety roaches first. Like just start a heck of a lot of workers. We want to make a lot of workers here. Oh, so we may end up losing those Zerglings at the front. I think we may have to make a couple of extra links. Yes, exactly. And then a couple of safety roaches as well. So off of these roaches and these Zerglings that you're making right now, try and max out all of your workers, okay? So let's start a couple of roaches. Yep. And now we're going to make only workers. Cool. Roaches should be out soon, so just buy your time.
What's she doing there?
Just get the roaches over. You'll be fine. Alright, and back to droning. So don't get too caught up in defending. Yeah, just drone up. Exactly. So now you can rally everything to the third as well. And, well, kill those tiny. Alright. So let's start up the lair and then the double evos and then another queen as well, I think, in the third. So very good spending so far. Looking very good. A sneaky couple roaches in there.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just rally everything to the third now, all drones. And just start making a lot of them. Okay, very good. So With great spending here. Very nice. Alright. So let's start up +1/+1 as well. There we go. And then inject the third too. So we still have room for a whole bunch more workers. We can get like a couple more in all bases. Okay. Let's get Roach Speed started too.
Roach Speed, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and the Zergling, I guess.
Yep, and we do need the Zerglings at the front for sure. Alright, very good. So like your +1/+1 and your Roach Speed will finish up at the exact same time right now. So let's finish up the saturation. We need 3 more in the natural and then a couple more in the main, I think, as well. Yeah, we need 4 more in the main there. And then potentially a couple more as well in the third. Yeah, we need like a couple more workers in total.
Okay, no, I got rallied here. So, oh shit.
Alright, okay, so they died. So like put a couple Zerglings close to his base again. Alright. Let's start focusing on that timing attack then. So just hit all of the Queen Injects and make sure that money doesn't start floating. Very good. Okay, so Roach Speed is about to finish up. That's a good timing to get moving. Okay. Okay, let's hit the Queen Injects. And get moving across the map with as much as we can here. A couple Overlords too. Alright, and don't delay this push too much, by the way. We do want to really try and push right around right now.
Okay.
You can just simply... Oh, well, he has a lot of stuff. So if he has too much stuff and you see that, just try and back up, yeah. You can still fight without the siege tank though, so right now you can probably fight again. But that's fine. We're facing against the high gold, by the way. High gold in EU. This guy would probably be platinum in North America. Alright, so let's go ahead and set the +2/+2 started as well. So like if you see, right, if you notice, hey, I'm probably not going to win this fight, just don't sacrifice all your units, that's not worth it. Yeah. Keep on moving Zerglings close to his base though. We always want to have something spotting if he's moving out. And let's get the Hydra upgrades as well. Oh, sorry, I thought we already put down the Hydra then. Alright, so don't run all of the Zerglings into their death, by the way. I think they're rallied straight into the siege tanks. Just, you know, maybe a couple of them, but yeah. Like always, exactly. Like if you leave a couple of them walking like this, you'll know for sure when he's moving out. Now this guy may not be moving out until he's fully maxed out, so the best time to take him then usually is when he is trying to get across the map or when he's trying to take a 4th base. So he will likely try and take a 4th base very soon, or he will try and move out very soon. Keep an eye out on those Zerglings, right? If you have to fight him when the siege tanks are sieged, you probably will lose. Does that make sense? Yeah, yep. Like you need to fight him when he's, you know, not paying attention. So keep an eye out on those Zerglings constantly. It's a big chance he's going to start moving out soon since you're also close to max out. Okay, let's get the gases there. And even though like you're gonna start floating minerals and gas right now, that's fine, right? We just need to make sure we have enough larvae to spend at all times. Like if you lose all your stuff right now, it's okay, because we can replenish it immediately. Oh, careful with the F2 key. Alright, alright. So this is when you need to start getting the engagement done. He's trying to take a 4th base most likely. So I would probably start moving forward and try and land the corrosive bile on all of the army. Okay, so 2-2 is about to be done as well. Okay, so let's get going. You do need to make sure you start trading here. Okay, now you probably don't want to give him any time to siege up. Like if you give him time to siege up, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
You want to basically push immediately right as you do those kind of moves. So like you gave him time right there to siege up, he immediately sieges up, and that's going to be really hard to push into. So at this point, like, he's gonna have a fort base, and it's gonna be really difficult to break him. The only way you're really gonna do it is with something like a hyphen in Great Aspire. Although I think you could have probably won the fight right there with the 2-2 finishing up. If there's like hesitation, basically he immediately wins, right?
Okay.
Look, we've been building up a lot of bank just to make sure we can kill a lot of stuff immediately, and then replenish it immediately as well. But if you have to fight into siege tanks, it's really hard. So once again, he could be moving out soon. So try and figure out where you want to take the fight. Oh. This is great. This is great for you. Okay.
Oh, shit.
And replenish whatever you're losing, right? Keep on making roaches here. We should be able to remax immediately. If we have enough larvae, that is. I think the roaches were a move command or something like that. Because they immediately died. I don't know exactly what happened there. Okay, let's start making more and more units. You can fight this. You can fight the...
Oh. Oh, well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff right now. That's okay, though. Very good effort. Like, this guy is basically a full league higher, so it's okay. Oh, well. Well played, though. Well played. That was looking so much better than just an hour ago. But yeah, like, notice when you first had that fight going down, right? Where you basically went backwards. You gotta make that decision. Do I want to push in or do I want to go back? And that, like, you know, that moment is kind of scary to decide. Getting vision with something like overseers or something helps a lot, but usually if you're maxed out and you're starting to bank up a lot of minerals and gas, it's good to start trading the army, even if it's just for little bits, just so you can never have the Terran player max out. Like if they max out on mech, it's really scary to fight.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if you have any questions yourself anymore. I hope it helped out, you know, anyway, even though we ended up losing more games than we won.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I think we made a good amount of progress. I can actually write down the build for you as well if you want to.
Okay, yes, sure.
Yeah, okay, so that's... I'm not gonna write all of the specifics, just the most important things to remember. Third base, when you start having a lot of minerals, when you put down the third base, make a roach warren, then off of a couple of roaches and zerglings, saturate the third base and all other bases completely. So that's like the basic idea, to basically get that strong push going. So we want to make a lot of workers early on, and then when you start the lair, also start double evo chambers and push at +1/+1 Roach Speed. So I mean, that's basically the build. I didn't really write down the build, but I wrote down how to make how to do the push. But yeah, like, other than that, I would really recommend trying to use the camera hotkeys. If you want to give them a try, I would highly recommend them. And then also work on mechanics with things like army hotkeys, because I think that will make it so much easier for you to control that. So camera hotkeys and army hotkeys. I mean, we didn't really work on those in this coaching just because it's gonna frustrate you a lot most likely at first. But I think if you plan on playing a lot of games, army hotkeys, just, you know, just not using the F2 hotkey too much, and then also adding on the camera hotkeys will likely help you out more than just the strategy, right? Because you'll just become a lot faster and more fluent in you know, executing the like all builds in all matchups, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would recommend just practicing this a while, seeing how it goes on the ladder as well. See what you're struggling against versus Terran, and then if you notice that you're running into something that is very difficult for you, just let me know on Skype, and I'll try and, like, you know, help out the best I can. Also, if you have like a replay that you want me to check out, just like let me know on Skype once again, and I'll try and help you out there as well. Just so you know, you gotta get that that win rate up versus Terran as well.
Yeah. Yeah. All
right, man. Yeah, so let me know if you run into anything. And by the way, are you okay if I upload this to YouTube? Because I think a lot of people will find it interesting.
Yeah, sure.
All right, awesome, man. Yeah, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
All right, man. Take care.